Alright everybody, Death Apart here, and today we are gonna go over, if you're first starting out on Path of Exiles, what could you do to kind of, have a great character that can magic find for you and get to end game and still do the content. And I have found out by far the Fire Totem build, Twin Fire Totem build, is by far the best. It doesn't require amazing gear. I'm currently level 55 on mine, as it shows here. I got to level 55 in just a few hours of gameplay. This build is insane. It is awesome. It's by far probably the best magic find build in the game. So one thing I really like about it is you're pretty much just stat your gear for survivability. Your weapon is going to be based off of either increased spell damage and like added fire damage, or increased elemental damage, increased spell damage. But you always want to have a weapon that has like add fire damage to it, and it really beefs up how much damage your totem do. So you're going off of the DPS of just your totem. That's it. That's the only thing that matters. I did. You can get away with just doing a 4 socket as your minimum for running the totem. I just also threw in here the flame golem with increased duration, increased burn damage, increased chance to ignite, and then fire penetration, along with my flame golem. So I just kind of put those all together. But you really only need a 4 socket for your totem. The required ones are these 4 bottom ones here. They seem to do the best. As in for anything else, you can do whatever. One thing that I really seems to make a difference, as in doing more damage, is elemental weakness. Lowers resistance lowers your enemy's resistance. Great for those bosses, burns them down quicker, and those hard to kill elites. Something for a little survivability, I use Flame Dash. Flame Dash with the faster casting. Just makes you cast it quicker. That's just to get you out of the way of those nasty mobs when they try to group up on you. Great for opening shrines. Another thing I use is I use Clarity. The only reason why is when you have a 6-socketed flame totem, it costs quite a bit. So I go through my mana pretty quick at level 55. So Clarity is just there to make sure I always have mana. Once I get to higher level, I think around 60, I will no longer need Clarity, and I will go for probably Haste for that increased movement speed. Next up, I also use Rallying Cry. That's just there for the extra mana regen if I need it, but mainly for the increased damage, because that does boost the totem damage. It's great against mass mobs. That's really the only bosses, not so much. Great. And then lastly, I use Vol Discipline. I plan on going for a high armor, high energy shield build. Most people do the Pure Life build, speccing down into Blood Magic. I'm not a fan of that build. I kind of like do my own thing. So I'm just going for high energy shield and a lot of life. Which, if you look at my gear here, 39 to life, 70 to life. I need to upgrade those, but that's got 59 to life. I need to get new boots. But I go off of life and magic find. 12% increased magic find. What else? 14 increased magic find. 21. 10. I think that's it for magic find that I have right now. But mainly, if I can find someone Magic Find and it's got some decent stats, I will take that over anything else. And the reason why is because this build is just, I throw out totems and survive. As you see, I have a bunch of all my gems ready. I just don't want to level them. So we'll just go over here real quick and we'll link around. Another reason why I use Flame Golem is for that increased damage. This is pretty much a nuke Flame Totem build. I just go for as much damage as possible. I probably could get more if I wasn't running so much Magic Find. But it's mainly just a nuke build. No, even though it doesn't show it here, no, I'm getting increased damage while Flame Totem is active, or Flame Golem. So let's see if I can repeat these. A lot of people run faster cast with the Flame Totem as well. I find that you don't need it due to what you spec into with the build, which I'll go over in a minute. You'll get enough increased cast for totems just from the build itself. Now, just to let you know, this build is very spread out. Once you get to the higher, you're pretty much speccing at anything for fire damage and boost totems. So, where are all the creatures? And for most of these mobs, I can throw down one totem. I'm pretty over-leveled for this area, so I've just been Magic Finding so much. I forgot what level I was and didn't continue on. I am not running into any rares or anything. There's a rare back here, I think. Oh, here we go. So this guy right here. So we'll drop 2 totems, we'll dot him up, and he just cooks. You just stand there and watch. So we'll kind of go into the build. So how I'm running this is I just sped off. I went this way down, and I just went, I went this way up, and then I went around to here. The only reason why I went this way is because I needed to go up and I need to go down for the build. So I figured this would be a good in between. Plus it gives me some more intel. And I raced to get Astral Bond, which allows you to summon one more totem. After that, I then spec'd down and went over here and got some resist, help for survivability, and then that gives you the 30% max life, and then 30 max life plus another 10% max life. And then over here, increased attack speed, increased accuracy, increased movement. The main thing I got that for was the increase in movement, and then the extra dexterity, because you are going to need a little bit of dexterity for this build. Then you go down and you go into Totem Mastery. Totem Mastery very important because you're using totems. Then after that, I came up this way and I went into Quick Recovery, which gives you the extra life, mana regen, and life regen. Then went up over to Shamastic Fury, which increases your totem damage and placement. It's very important. After that, I went up and I went over into Explosive Impact, 25% increased fire damage, 4% radius. So it makes your Flame Totem burn in more of an area. which helps out against a lot of pack mobs. Then I went over into Shaman's Dominion, which gains 100% increased global crit strike for 4 seconds when you summon a totem. Very nice. It's that quick burn. If you continuously keep dropping down totems, you're 100% crit. It's very nice against bosses. I just constantly spam my totems, keeping my mana up, and I burn bosses so quick. And then I go up and I'm working on getting Breath of Fire and Heart of Fire next. Once you're done with that, you're pretty much done up here. I guess there's a couple other things you can get, but it's not important. It's whatever you want. This build doesn't require a lot of points. Once you get into the major things that I'm going to talk about here, you can kind of spec into whatever you want. Just remember, you can't attack yourself, so if you're going to spec into something that might make you survive longer or will do more damage. After that, we're going to go down this way. I'm going to go down... I got to remember... So go down here, you're going to go down on the right side and spec into Warrior's Blood. And then from Warrior's Blood, you're going to go over and you're going to pick up Diamond Skin. Once you have Diamond Skin, you can go around. You can pick up both of these resistance here, Cold Resist, Lightning Resist. And then once you go over here, you're going to go all the way down. Sorry, you're going to go up. You're going to cross, going to get Juggernaut, and then from Juggernaut you're going to go down and spec into Ironwood for your totems. That is pretty much like the first, I think, 80 levels. 60 levels? No, it'd be 80. So 80 levels. After that, you just spec into anything that involves totems. That's really your majority of your damage is going to come from, is that really easy build. You can spec in anything that increases your elemental damage, like over here into Celestial Judgment and Celestial Punishment. I'm going to spec into those, but that's not nothing I need to get now. The ones that I just mentioned are the ones you're going to want to get now. The first off, I'm doing it in this order because it increases my damage mainly. Gears for survivability, so I don't need to spec into a whole lot of survivability until later on, which is when I go down and spec into everything right in here. If you come down here and you decide you want to go with Blood Magic, you can. At this point in the game, it'd be easy for you to swap over just based off of your gear. But it's up to you. All you do is change your gear into more life regen and then spec into more life regen, which this build kind of does. So, like over here, you'd spec into here, get life regen. So, I mean, it's whatever, but mainly this is a very important. Every single build for totems specs up in there. I'm thinking about also specking up into Holy Fire. This gives increased burn. So all you have to do is for this build is spec in anything that involves totems and fire and life. Anything that gives you life. If you're going with Blood Magic. Alright everybody, well that's it for this video at this time. If you have any questions, please leave me a comment below and I will get back to you. Thanks. Peace.